Hey guys, welcome back to Anime Gossips. This is my recap for the anime My Instant Death ability is Overpowered. The story begins with a young boy named Yogiri who is casually roaming in a laboratory where an emergency alarm is ringing, and bodies are scattered everywhere. There, he is searching for Asaka. Meanwhile, Asaka is held hostage by a woman with a gun pointed at her. Yogiri arrives there, and he is very happy to see Asaka. Asaka asks the little boy what he is doing there, but the woman holds Asaka tightly and threatens the young boy not to move, or else she will shoot her. However, he eliminates the woman in an instant. Asaka is surprised and confused about what just happened. Yogiri runs to her, hugs her tightly, and says, "Let's go home." Yogiri is disrupted from the dream and wakes up by a girl named Tomochika. He stretches his bones and asks if they are already there, but Tomochika becomes furious and questions him about how he could sleep in such a life-threatening situation. A strange animal is spotted piercing a human body. Yogiri asks what that could be, and Tomochika becomes more furious and tells him how she is supposed to know. Yogiri makes a random guess by comparing the animal with a snake and a lizard. He picks up a microphone from the ground and throws it in the direction of the animal. The animal is annoyed and goes up in the sky to launch an attack. Meanwhile, Yogiri notices that it is a wyvern. The wyvern prepares to attack them with a fire breath. Tomochika is frightened. She has no choice but to grab Yogiri. As the wyvern approaches them with its attack, Yogiri immediately uses his skill Instant Death, which eliminates the wyvern in an instant. After the incident, Tomochika is still holding on to Yogiri. He tells her that they are saved now. She is shocked and asks him what just happened, but Yogiri tells her he also wanted to ask the same question. He then takes out his gaming device and begins to play. Tomochika is annoyed to see him play at a time like that. She tells him they should go outside, but he disagrees, telling her that there's no guarantee they are going to be safe. Tomochika appreciates his calm demeanor but asks him not to say that while playing a game. Yogiri turns off his gaming device and asks Tomochika if she is feeling better now, and she replies yes. He requests to know what happened, and she starts explaining to him the whole incident. They were on the bus heading to their field trip. Once the bus went through the tunnel, they found themselves in a dazzling meadow. She asked her friend Mikochi where they were, but she didn't have any idea either. A girl entered the bus and greeted them, then introduced herself as Sage Shion. A teacher asked her furiously who she was, but she eliminated him with her magic before the man could finish his sentence. The students were all afraid, but she told them to focus on her and explained that she had no intention of hurting them as long as they didn't annoy her. She told them that her power level is 530,000. She then eliminated the driver with her magic power as his slip of the tongue made her upset. She told the student that it's an Isekai world, and she summoned them all there as the sage candidates. The new world is ruled by sages, but it's necessary to replenish them from time to time. Then Shion uses some kind of magic, and it makes some students glow. But Tomochika and some other students are still not glowing. Shion explained she installed the battle song system in all of them, and they should see the logo image of the licensee in their view. Since Tomochika could not see it, she asked Mikochi if she's able to see it. Mikochi confirmed it and said there's a letter in front of her that she can't understand. But suddenly, she understands it and says it's a status window. Shion told them the system is called a gift in their world, and advised them to make good use of it and try to become a sage. She told them they'd have a time limit of 1 month. Tomochika is confused, so she asks Shion why she isn't glowing, nor can she see any logo or anything. Shion told her some people are incompatible, so she should give up on it. If Tomochika can't become a sage, she will turn her into livestock for producing mana. Tomochika gets shocked after hearing that. Shion told the sages that their first mission would begin in 1 hour and left from there. Tomochika went back to her seat, while Mikochi started giving details of the mission that were being displayed on her status window. The mission is that a dragon will attack them. A student named Suguru steps forward and addresses the current issue. He has a skill called General, which has the ability to lead a large number of people to achieve a single goal. He asks everyone about their stats and abilities so that they could work together. Tomochika noticed that she was not the only one who didn't glow. There are Shinozaki, Kiryu, and Yogiri. She then remembers Yogiri as he's always sleeping. The other student opens the bus door and gets down while leaving them behind in the bus. Tomochika tries to wake Yogiri, but he does not wake up. Shinozaki and Kiryu try to leave from there, but Suguru stops them and tells them he needs them to stay inside the bus. Kiryu gets angry and asks him why he is ordering them around. Suguru tells him that he's a general. He pulls off the chair beside him with his hand and tells him that those who have received gifts can enhance physical ability even at level 1. He tells them that they have no ability, so they will be a burden if taken along. He throws the 2 chairs in their front to block the path. Shinozaki tells Suguru that he can protect them if he is that strong. Suguru says that their plan is to leave them there inside the bus. Suguru signals Asua, and she gladly expresses herself to make them more attractive. She uses her magic skill called Charm Up. Suguru tells them there's only one dragon, so if they become bait, the others can make it to the town safely. Tomochika was annoyed and asks to know if everyone agreed on this plan. She believed that there is no way Mikochi would agree to it, to which he replies, of course, she agreed. Tomochika was disappointed, and they were all locked in the bus. Moments later, the dragon appears and instantly eliminates Shinozaki and Kiryu. After the whole story that she narrates to Yogiri, she still nags that he sleeps peacefully throughout the whole incident. In that situation, Yogiri was bothered by how he is going to charge his gaming device since they were in Isekai world. Tomochika was frustrated as that's the first thing he is worried about. Yogiri tries to believe Suguru's word that there's only one dragon, then he believes it should be safe to go outside. Tomochika was still confused and asked Yogiri if he had done something to the dragon. He replied that it fell and died on its own. Both of them came out of the bus through the window. Yogiri says that there are 3 options: hill, city, and the forest. At first, he decides they should skip the forest. Tomochika says something's flying in the sky in their direction. She looks up and sees that it's her 3 classmates Higashida, Fukuhara, and Hanakawa. She wonders how they are able to fly. Yogiri asked her if he should just eliminate them, but Tomochika disagreed and accused him of trying to attack their classmates. Yogiri explained that for the others to leave them behind in the bus was meant to eliminate them. Tomochika understands, but she still refuses to attack their classmates. The 3 arrive at the bus and notice that the dragon is dead. They land from the sky and are surprised that Tomochika is alive. Hanakawa spits out his plans to turn Tomochika's corpse into a zombie. Higashida had told him before that there's a chance she's still alive. Fukuhara tells them their idea of turning her into a zombie is creepy. Tomochika then whispers in Yogiri's ear that now she understands that they couldn't be friends. Higashida uses his fireball to scare Tomochika. He says he is only capable of using basic magic, so he trained it to the limit. Higashida tells Tomochika to come to them, as they decided that if they were given another chance, they'd do whatever they wanted. They express their feelings for her, especially Hanakawa, who reveals that he dreams of her every night. Tomochika could not help but become frightened. Yogiri pointed his finger towards Higashida and said, "Die." Hanakawa made fun of him, asking what he means by die. But to their surprise, Higashida fell down and died. Hanakawa asked what happened to him, and Yogiri answered that he died because he told him to die. He warned the 2 not to move, but Fukuhara disobeyed the order, and then Yogiri commanded him to die. In an instant, he also passed away. Seeing the 2 dead, Hanakawa became frightened. Yogiri told him not to move, and then he explained his ability. He tells Hanakawa to check the 2 of them to see if they were really dead or not. Hanakawa used his healing ability on his friends, but it didn't work. Yogiri said his ability only hits back whenever he is being attacked. His ability is to eliminate his target instantly. The moment he decides to eliminate his opponent, they will die right away. Hanakawa never believed that, so Yogiri tells him if he doesn't believe it, then they should test it on him. Hanakawa started shivering and asked Yogiri to stop looking at him as he is about to eliminate him. Hanakawa moves close to Yogiri with an intention to attack him, but Yogiri stops him and tells him he is about to do something, as he can also detect any killing intent aimed at him. Hanakawa was scared to hear that. Yogiri tells him that with his 2 abilities, he can eliminate anything that has any killing intent aimed at him. Hanakawa gets to his knees and says there is nothing he can do to him. Yogiri asks him why he was so full of confidence, as it hasn't been that long since he got the gift. Hanakawa says that it's not their first time in this isekai world. He explained that some time ago they were summoned by the Aman Kingdom to defeat the Demon Lord. But Yogiri interferes and says they've been on an adventure for about a year in this world, and were sent back after defeating the Demon Lord. He asks Tomochika if they were absent from school for that long, but she refuses. Hanakawa explains that when they go home, only a few hours had passed in the real world. Yogiri sees the possibility that they can go back to their own world. Yogiri wants to get rid of him since he can't provide any help and also not cause future problems, but he bowed and begged for his life. He brought out an ultra-rare magic item so that he could be a slave to Tomochika. He put it on and creepily asked her to give him an order, but Tomochika gave the master position to Yogiri. Hanakawa was not happy as he was thinking he could become Tomochika's slave, but he had no choice but to obey the order. Yogiri gives him the order to go to the Forest of Beasts and stand by. He doesn't want to go there, but due to the effect of the magic item, he has to obey it. Yogiri tells him not to tell anyone about them, and also to leave behind every valuable item he had on him. Tomochika asks Yogiri if it's okay to send him to the forest. He replies that they never know when he will betray them. Tomochika says, "What about me? What if I betray you out of the blue?" But he tells her it's his own decision to protect her. Tomochika embarrassedly asks him if he is in love with her, and that's why he wants to protect her. But Yogiri remembers that it's because when she hugged him during the dragon attack, her melons were soft. After hearing that, she gets angry and says if there is a single decent guy in this world, On the other hand, Shion is sleeping in her room while Yuichi comes in to give her the report of sage candidates. Shion said she saw the part where the dragon somehow died, but she doesn't know what happened afterward. Yuichi tells her that the first mission has been cleared and there are 4 casualties. Shion thought it was those people with no ability, but she was wrong. Actually, 2 casualties were S rank, and only 2 had no ability. She gets shocked after hearing that. Yuichi discovered that they died without getting touched, so he thinks it could be a kind of instant death magic. Shion is surprised as the fact that the system failed to install is a mystery, but there is nothing to worry about. Yuichi tells her that they still need to be careful, and then he left. Sometime later, Yogiri and Tomochika arrive at a city. The guards are about to shut the city gate. Normally, a gate like that is set to close at night, but Tomochika makes Yogiri hurry so that they can meet up and find shelter. As they are offered a place to rest, Masahiko asks them to explain their differences from the group that came to the town earlier. Tomochika is amazed to find someone who speaks her language, while Yogiri explains their fate of separation from the others to Masahiko. Masahiko told them that there is an entrance fee charged on strangers, but they received orders from above not to interfere with sage candidates. Yogiri had the opportunity to question Masahiko about others, because he heard that they left for the royal capital, which he is also interested in going to, but Masahiko has been ordered from above not to interfere in such matters. Yogiri and Tomochika set to leave, but Masahiko offers Tomochika to stay at his place. However, Tomochika refuses, grabs Yogiri, and leaves immediately from there. Yogiri was confused about what just happened. Tomochika told him that she is afraid that he might eliminate the guy. Then, Yogiri warned Tomochika to stop making him feel like he is some kind of maniac, but Tomochika believes that's what Yogiri is. The two of them arrived at a place that really looks straight out of a fantasy story. They really adore the place because there are even people who look like beast folk. As they are having their walk through the place, Miryu approached them and questioned them to know if they are sage candidates, and asked if it's their first time in the city. Tomochika is surprised about her cat ears, but Yogiri goes straight to the point by asking Miryu what she wants from them. Miryu offers to help them free of charge if they need any assistance. Yogiri questions her intention for the help and what her benefit is. Miryu reveals that she wants to get along with the boys of sage candidates, as they have a good future. Miryu doesn't intend to go after someone who has a girlfriend. She believes the secret to success is to develop a steady friendship with them. Miryu takes Yogiri and Tomochika around. Tomochika couldn't help herself from buying some clothes and some goods. Some thugs appear before Yogiri and Tomochika. It looks like they are betrayed by Miryu. Yogiri knew it already, and it ended the way he expected it to be. Tomochika apologizes to Yogiri for thinking that Miryu was a nice girl who genuinely wanted to help. Yogiri asks the thugs what they are after, but it turns out the thugs are not after the valuable things they have on them. Instead, they want sage candidates who lack any abilities. The leader of the thugs explained that those blessed with gifts often go crazy in the town, but they can't lay a finger on them. That's why they attack low-level sage candidates to get great stress relief and fetch them at a high price. Yogiri understands their intent, then he goes ahead to eliminate them, but the thugs explain that they won't harm them. Yet, they didn't guarantee that the lads will not suffer a fate worse than that. Tomochika says Yogiri may look weak, but he is strong, and they have no chance against him. But Miryu counts them as weak losers who don't have the gift of the sages. Yogiri makes his first move by commanding the guys behind him to die, and in an instant, they all collapse. The ones in front of him were shocked. He also commands half of the ones in front of him to die, and half of them are also incapacitated. He tries to hold back from fully incapacitating the thugs. In shock, Miryu questioned his identity, and she begged for her life with the excuse of her starving younger brothers. Yogiri says that causing harm to single parts of their bodies is inefficient, and he's also not comfortable with the fact that it comes off like torture. Miryu's partner wondered that the lads are not easy pickings. Yogiri raised his finger and commands Miryu and her partner to die. Instantly, she and her partner flees, but that does not help. On their way running, they were affected by Yogiri's ability, which made Miryu regret her action of messing with Yogiri and his companion. Yogiri sets to leave, but the captain of the guard, Edelgard, stops them from behind and asks them what happened in that place. Yogiri denies the fact that they know anything about it. Edelgard reveals the truth. She says she saw a group of thugs attacking them, but they suddenly collapse on the ground. Tomochika was upset. She knew they would put the blame on them and accused the captain of not coming to save them since she is aware of the incident. Edelgard says that they wanted to know the leader of the thugs, and what they could do is to tail them and find out where the lads will be sold off to. Edelgard tells the guards that they have been blessed with the protection of the sages, which means that the gift and ability of a sage won't work on the guards. George, one of the guards with an appraisal skill, indicates that neither of the two lads has the gift. Edelgard was shocked. They could not conclude that the lads are responsible for the incident, so they left. George apologizes to them before leaving. Yogiri accepts the apology but asks for a favor in exchange, which is to find them a place to spend the night. Meanwhile, Edelgard finds out one of the thugs is still alive. Yogiri and his companion are taken to a castle. Tomochika admires the place so much because she has never seen that type of building structure before. Yogiri asks Tomochika if they are going to share a room, but Tomochika shyly refuses, and they get 2 rooms next to each other. Tomochika goes to her room. She is amazed and questions herself if the room is really for one person. She jumps on the bed and begins to think about Yogiri's idea for them to share a single room, wondering if Yogiri is interested in her. Tomochika hears some kind of ringing sound and sees a person in front of her. The person looks just like her big sister. She questions her how she got into that world. The person gets angry and tells her not to associate her with her big sister. Her name is Moekomoko, and she's the wife of the Danowura School's founder's son. She serves as the patron saint of the Danowura School, responsible for the restoration of its dynasty, and she's the guardian spirit of Tomochika's ancestor who has come to protect her as a guardian angel. Tomochika requests to know what a guardian angel is, and Moekomoko explains it to her as someone who helps in times of danger. Tomochika asks why she wants to save her now as she needed help earlier. Moekomoko reveals that it's because of Yogiri. He's very dangerous, and she might have been erased if she showed herself carelessly. Tomochika is surprised to know that Yogiri's power even works on spirits like Moekomoko. Moekomoko agrees to that and tells Tomochika to help reveal her presence to Yogiri so that he doesn't get surprised and erase her. Tomochika agrees to do it and asks her how she is going to be of help. Moekomoko explains that she's a spiritual being, and with that, she can protect Tomochika from anything but physical attacks. Moekomoko reveals further that she's the one who prevented the gift from being installed in her. Tomochika becomes mad and angry, but Moekomoko explains to her that is it alright if she wants something suspicious put in her. Though the gift comes with benefits, once Tomochika accepts the power, she will become a puppet to the sages. Tomochika thinks of it and asks Moekomoko about others who didn't get the gift installation, if they are also protected by a spirit like her. Moekomoko does not know about others, but Tomochika is the successor of the Danowura School of Archery and Mixed Martial Arts, which has been existing since the Heian period. Moekomoko's desire is for Tomochika to return to the world she originally belongs to. Tomochika also wants to go home, but she has been totally reliant on Yogiri since they got there. Moekomoko's duty is to pass on to Tomochika the true arts of the Danowura School. The next morning, Yogiri and Tomochika meet in the hall. A concierge named Celestina at the hotel attends to them. Yogiri asks Celestina for help the previous day, so she will help them figure out where their classmates are and the route they've been taking. Celestina also prepares some items to help them with translating and hiding their stats, and also a charger for his gaming device. Celestina gives them a ticket to the royal capital that will depart that afternoon. Yogiri gives Celestine some valuable items and wonders if she can manage that. Tomochika thinks the duty is beyond what a concierge can do, but Celestina accepts and it was shocking to her. They board the train with the ticket given to them. Tomochika is busy spinning the charger for Yogiri's gaming device while buried in the stomach of the ghost. Moekomoko says that she doesn't have any physical appearance, so they don't need to mind her. She can't go to Tomochika's seat as he is so scary. Moekomoko says she hasn't done anything to intentionally reveal herself, but Tomochika is the one who started to notice her. Tomochika asks Yogiri to confirm if he can see the spirit or not. Then, Yogiri said he can see her ever since Tomochika told him. Tomochika asks about the journey of their classmates. Yogiri remembers that Celestina thinks that they are traveling while doing training inside the primeval forest. Suddenly, Yogiri feels danger and immediately holds Tomochika and gets down to save her as the train was attacked, and the roof of the train is vanished. Elsewhere, one of the thug members that attacked Yogiri and Tomochika was arrested by the guards and taken to the guards' prison. The guards were confused. George claims they have used healing magic on him, but it's not working. A sage named Lane says he has no physical wound on him, yet he kept yelling for help. Then she bites him with her vampire teeth, and he starts mutating as his physical abilities improve enormously. But still inducting him into her bloodline also doesn't work. Suddenly, they were attacked by someone, and George uses his appraisal skill and says his class is brave. Meanwhile, Yogiri assumes that the attack is not aimed at them intentionally. They get out of the train and spot a giant robot and a sage fighting each other. Tomochika gives advice that Yogiri should take both of them down because they got in their way. But Yogiri said a clear-cut standard should be set, otherwise, he will eliminate people for no reason. The aggressor lands in front of them, and the people start to run, but Santoru tells them not to run and uses his skill to freeze all the people. Back in the guards' prison, Lane is attacked by the brave hero. But she is unharmed, no matter how much damage she takes, as she can heal herself instantly. The brave hero named Ein uses his ultimate skill and says he will eradicate all sages from that world. And a huge blast happens, and he thinks he defeated one sage. Back to Yogiri, he asks Santoru why did he attack them. but Santoru expects him and his companion to bow down and express gratitude to him. But suddenly, he gets eliminated by Yogiri. The aggressor comes there and says he has no intention of fighting them. Meanwhile, Lion escapes Ain's attack, and that makes Ain shocked. He tells her to finish him, but Lion says she doesn't feel like defeating him and throws him from there. She then asks the guards to track Yogiri's whereabouts. In the meantime, the aggressor bargains with Yogiri. He promises to grant Yogiri anything that's within his power. Yogiri requests him to help them return to their original world. But the robot said the only world he can return to is the world he came from. Also, the robot can't take them along because he has not brought his full existence to that world. And he can't bring someone as dangerous as him to his world. Elsewhere, Lena goes to give a report about Yogiri and Tomochika to Sion about the sage they defeated, but Shion finds it hard to believe. Lena knew it was a strange magic, but they could not conclude because they know Santoru has resistance to instant death magic. Shion advises Lena not to interfere with any sage candidates. She should focus on fighting the aggressor and the darkness. Lena calls Masayuki to lead the immortal army to Hanabuusa. Yogiri and Tomochika rest in the middle of the forest. Tomochika told Yogiri that they should have taken help from the robot to carry them there, but Yogiri refuses to avoid people thinking they are making friends with invaders. Moekomoko suddenly appears and gives Tomochika a sword, an item they got from the robot, and it can freely change its form. Moekomoko had it camouflaged as part of Tomochika's garment, and she gets shocked after hearing that. On the next day, Yogiri and Tomochika go to a city called Hanabuusa. Tomochika compliments the city for looking like a Japanese city, and she is excited. In their journey, they are continually attacked by demons and wild animals, but Yogiri eliminates them all repeatedly. Yogiri tells Tomochika that he is tired. Then, Tomochika thinks that Yogiri can only use his powers for a limited time. Yogiri explains to her that there is no limit to his powers, and she is so surprised to hear it. They enter the city, and Moekomoko informs them about the barrier in the side road. As they continue on their journey, they reach a high-rise hotel, which Yogiri testifies that Celestina has already informed him about it. They decide to make it their base for the meantime. Yogiri's compliment about the hotel is that it is swanky. Upon entering the hotel, they meet Tachibana, one of the students they traveled with previously. Tachibana reveals that he moves differently from them, and right at that moment, he tells Yogiri and his companion that others level up inefficiently, and because of that, he can't move with them. Tachibana moves with a set of ladies whom he calls his bodyguards. He reveals that they are specially chosen from all of his servants, and the lady called him Yuki by name. The ladies begin to introduce themselves to Yogiri and Tomochika. The first lady, Erika, initially has no desire to reveal her name, but she has no choice. Others also introduce themselves but in a rude manner, which is irritating to Tomochika. Yogiri whispered in Tomochika's ear that Tachibana is one of the students left behind with them on the bus. He doesn't know that Tachibana has acquired a power in which he is more confident, but they are not aware of it. Tomochika disagreed and told Yogiri that Tachibana has always been fond of ladies, even in their high school days. Tachibana asked Tomochika to become his mistress, leaving her dumbfounded. Tachibana made further requests to take Yogiri as a servant since it would be hard for Tomochika to leave Yogiri. Tomochika complained to Yogiri, but Yogiri said he doesn't have any urge to eliminate him. Tachibana explained to them his class and power. He is a dominator, the strongest class. With his powers, he can control everything, and that's what gave him the confidence to request both of them as servants. Tachibana told Yogiri and his companion the story of how he began his life in that world after clearing his first mission. He arrived at a town where they were partying, and he met Otori, one of their classmates. Otori is a consultant, and his role is to give counsel. Otori told Tachibana to purchase a large number of weak level 1 servants, send them to war, and when they are victorious, automatically the defeated ones will become his servants, and their experience becomes his as well. Otori revealed to him that they need various approaches to bring forth a sage, and that's why he is trying hard to make him understand his hidden specs. The main purpose of the strategy is to increase his level by leaps and bounds because the number of subordinates a sage has will determine how much he or she will increase. Back to the present, with all the explanations, Tomochika rejected the offer. Then Tachibana told her to have some rethink while they depart. After Tachibana departs, Yogiri and Tomochika have a quick discussion. Yogiri suggests that Tomochika should join Tachibana's company for her to be safer, but she refuses. Elsewhere, Sage Lane, an immortal vampire who possesses astounding restoration ability, is prepared to attack an aggressor, the Darkness. Back at the hotel, Tomochika became worried and is willing to know when they will be leaving. Yogiri has been sleeping since they got to the hotel, and it has been 3 days since they arrived. Tomochika then suggests Moekomoko to enter his room to wake him up, but she declines as she doesn't know what will happen if she enters his room without his permission. Suddenly, Tomochika hears sounds of commotion outside the hotel. It is Masayuki, a follower of Sage Lane who commands the immortal corpse of the undead unit. Moekomoko explains to Tomochika that those people are not decent. Moekomoko also reveals to Tomochika about someone who is secretly watching them with hostile intent, but she can't see them. Thinking of what to do, Tomochika tries to wake Yogiri with a phone call. While his call rings, Yogiri is in his dream, and his dog Nikori wakes him up. His mother has also prepared breakfast for him. Back in the present, Yogiri wakes up immediately and picks up his phone. He dresses up and steps outside of his room, noticing a hostile surveillance intended for Tomochika. He uses his magic to figure out the person, then he uses his instant death magic and eliminates her. Afterwards, the person turns out to be Erika, one of Tachibana's bodyguards. Yogiri enters Tomochika's room, informs her that the hostility is for her, and then uses her room phone to call the hotel manager, reporting that a woman has collapsed in the 5th floor hallway. Elsewhere, Tachibana was notified about Erika since the system could not find her signal. Meanwhile, Tomochika informs Yogiri about Erika's identity. To avoid misunderstanding and fighting with Tachibana, Yogiri tells Tomochika to get her things together so that they can leave the hotel as soon as possible. Yogiri notices that Tomochika is calm and not freaked out even in a situation like that. She says that she's freaked out but she is used to it. On the other hand, Tachibana fights a level 100 demon, but the demon could not lay a hand on him due to the shield around him. Tachibana defeats the demon by using a flare bomb on it. After defeating it, he makes a contract with it and turns it into his servant. Tachibana sends him to get more allies like him even in the lowest layers. He requests updated information about Erika's demise, but not much information is given to him. He checks the log to know exactly what the problem is, and there he notices that Erika was attacked from behind. Due to the last location of Erika, Tachibana was concerned to know why Erika is in the hallway. Then, one of his servants named Euphemia made a speculation that maybe Erika is trying to please her master by getting rid of Tomochika or by bringing her to him as his servant. Tachibana became much more concerned about Tomochika. He didn't want her to escape because he knew that Erika could have done something extraneous, so he sent Riza and Chelsea to go and secure Tomochika. Meanwhile, Lane continues with her battle with the darkness aggressor using her high-speed attack. But the darkness didn't take any damage at all. Back in the hotel, Yogiri and Tomochika start running towards the exit to escape from there, but Riza got there earlier than them. She uses her magic skill to put them in an ice cage and reveals that she wants to take Tomochika to their master. She threatens Tomochika to come with her quietly, but Yogiri breaks the ice barrier easily. Riza is shocked after witnessing that. Actually, Yogiri destroyed the icicle barrier with his instant death ability, where he discovered that he could eliminate or destroy anything with just his thought. Riza creates an ice ball to attack them, but Yogiri destroys it with his magic skill. He then destroys the wand Riza uses to create her magic attack. Riza has no choice. She surrenders to them and kneels down, then explains that she is a wand master, and since her wand is destroyed, she can't perform any magic again. Yogiri questions her if she is a wand master, then she must have more wands. Riza reveals another small wand that she has with her. As they continue questioning, another servant of Tachibana, who was given the same order to bring Tomochika, attacks her. But Tomochika uses her family's martial arts to defeat her. Yogiri is surprised and short of words. Tomochika notices that the thing that attacked her was a doll, and multiple clones of it were already prepared to attack them. Riza stands up to attack them with her third wand, but Yogiri uses his ability and eliminates her instantly. The dolls attack them, but Yogiri uses his ability and defeats them all. We see that Chelsea is the one who has been manipulating the dolls from outside. As soon as Yogiri and Tomochika step outside, Chelsea pleads and tells them not to do anything mean to her. Back in the ruin, Tachibana realizes that Riza just got eliminated. He observes them by using a bug under his control, noticing that Chelsea lost the will to fight and gave Yogiri and Tomochika their information. Tachibana hears the conversation of Yogiri where he said he can kill anything with his thought. Tachibana wants to find out more, so he intends to lead them to a place where he can observe them well. Meanwhile, Yogiri and Tomochika were surrounded by bugs. Tomochika asks Yogiri to use his ability on the bugs, but he refuses and says if he eliminates them, then they will just plop down on their heads. Tomochika becomes frightened and tells him not to use his ability. Back in the ruin, Tachibana keeps observing them and thinks that Yogiri can't use his ability if he is surrounded. Euphemia tells him not to be an enemy with an unknown power, but he refuses. Tachibana believes he is a dominator, and a dominator doesn't take a retreat action. So, he commands the bugs to attack them. Tomochika is afraid to see the bugs change color, and Yogiri senses that Tachibana is vigilantly watching for a chance to eliminate them. Yogiri didn't tamper with the bugs and started searching for the source of the killing intent. He reached Tachibana through the bugs and used his ability to eliminate him. However, only the source of the killing intent was affected and not the bugs. Tomochika was surprised and questioned if his ability works even if he doesn't know where his target is. Yogiri explained that since Tachibana can reach them with his magic, he can also reach him with his own magic. The bugs became more active than before, and that's because they are being released from Tachibana's control since he is eliminated. Meanwhile, Stephanie tries to revive him with her healing magic, but it doesn't work. Euphemia is happy that they are being released from his control. As she stepped out of the castle, she came across Lane and the Darkness aggressor fighting with each other. Suddenly, Lane notices her and says she was at a loss. She uses her charm magic and then bites Euphemia's neck and asks her to become her follower and tell her everything she knows. Elsewhere, Yogiri and Tomochika walk through an alley and hear screaming sounds. Tomochika says that she feels like it's not over. Then they hear an announcement about a zombie party about to start, which was made by Masayuki. Yogiri and Tomochika are shocked to see that everyone turned into zombies. And that's the end of the video. Please comment and let me know which anime recap you'd like to see next. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.